Hey everybody, it is Lorelia coming to you with a video today. I want to talk about wealth creation is created after the depression. So, right now in this current economy, you got a lot of stuff going on. You got the pandemic, you got COVID that is affecting more states. In the state that I'm in, New Jersey, we had the highest numbers in the beginning during the peak of the beginning, should I say, at the beginning of the whole pandemic, and now our numbers are low, and now other parts of the country are uh, their numbers have spiked. They went up. And so right now you have the economists, you have the global um, heads of state, you have the economists who are now saying that we're officially in a recession. But they also are saying that this current economy is very similar to the Depression. And so I'm not doing this video to scare people. Um, and it's based on numbers, it's based on facts, it's based on data. We have the coming of election, presidential election that's coming up here in the U.S. So we got a lot of mitigating factors that's going on. And so, with all that being said, where does that leave the regular business person? Where does that leave the consumer who just works a job? Well, what I believe and what I'm always, um, talking to those that I work with is that if that is true, that this economy, this economic cycle is similar to the Depression, um, it's outpacing other past recessions. Then now more than ever, you need to have your ducks in a row. What do I mean by ducks in a row? One thing about me, I talk a lot about credit. I talk a lot about personal and business credit. And I'm a big advocate of that. If you really want to accelerate your wealth, accelerate your financial independence, personal credit is the foundation to it. Can you do some things without it? Of course. But we are now living in the day and time now with the digital dollar. And a lot of this stuff I'm going to do separate videos on, but I just want to bring it to your attention just in case your finger's not on the pulse. We got the digital dollar going on. We got artificial intelligence. And with all that being said, how do you stay pace, or how do you even come out ahead if they are saying a coming depression is happening? Well, based on historical data, not what I think, my opinion, do the research yourself. I've lived through many recessions. I think I've lived through 3 recessions that I know of, that I can actually remember. Um, and of course, there were more because I was born in 73. So there have been other recessions. But 3 that I know certain, that I was an adult or about to be an adult, that I was aware of. And the one thing that I've noticed, at least with the past recession in 2008, after it was over, um, a whole wave of new things came in the forefront. Social media took off, so those who were invested in tech made billions. Fintech in the financial arena space, that took off. Now you have lenders who are on, right online. You don't even, if you want access to money, you don't even have to go physically in a bank. You can literally put in your information into a website, and boom, money is deposited in your bank account if you meet the criteria. And then the other thing is real estate. And so after the last recession, that gave birth to all that, and as well as a lot of other stuff. But with that being said, that those who recognize the economic cycle that they were in, made sure that they had their ducks in a row. What can you do yourself? Even if you're no millionaire, you're billionaire, there's still things that you can do economically yourself if you are able to recognize the economic cycle that we in, because a lot of people don't. They may recognize it, but they recognize it from a place of lack, or from a place of don't know what to do, or a place of how to get help. Let me give you an example. This is how real you having your ducks in a row, if you want to accelerate your wealth, if you want to be able to take advantage of the wealth building opportunities that will occur once everything is over. This is why having your ducks in a row is important. Right now, you've heard me talk a lot on this channel about PPP, um, and of course the EDIL, the funding that has been rolled out from the CARES Act that small business owners can take advantage of. Right now, there's a lot of commentary where they're saying that black business owners who are African American, were unable to take advantage of the PPP funding. And the reason why is a lot of that commentary is because many of them did not have their paperwork in order. What do I mean by that? The one thing that I noticed even when I deal with, because 90% of the people that I deal with are people who look like me. It's not to say I've never dealt with nobody outside of who looks like me, but the majority of the people who come to me, they look like me. And what people don't understand, and I can't stress this enough, like right now we're in a season where anything that you've been told is fast, is quick, you're gonna be on the losing end of the stick. And that's what happened to those who wanted to get access to PPP funding. Because you got to think about, right now we live in a time and space where there's a little sound bites. Somebody will do, a quick TikTok video, a quick Instagram live, even myself, a little YouTube, and people kind of take that as gospel. And not to say that the information can be wrong or right. I can't speak for others, but I know myself. But a lot of times you need a little more. Like, you can't just take little sound bites and really want to build your business. So what do I mean by that? You have people that they may have had, because you see what is it, the make sure LLC deeds, and they may have had a business where it was registered in the state that wherever they've incorporated or registered their business, or sole proprietor, what have you, but they didn't have a foundation in terms of paperwork. So when it came down, and let me knock down some of the fallacies, because I noticed that a lot of people, they want to, once again, you want to take little sound bites that you get from the videos. One thing that us as Black Americans don't realize, and this, even when I do my consults, people will say, well, I ain't get no PPP funding because I was a sole proprietor and I didn't have no employees. That's wrong. That's wrong. I did a video, had to be 40 minutes, where I showed people in the video where if you went to treasury.gov, where in the language, the information of how a sole proprietor would be able to apply for the PPP funding. What is a sole proprietor in the terms of getting the funding? You are a solopreneur, you a freelancer, you file a Schedule C when it comes to your taxes. Or you're an LLC single member and you file a Schedule C. What that means is that the information on the Treasury said that if you showed a profit for 2019 freelancers, sole proprietors were able to get the funding. But what happens is when people want to build their business or they want to create their wealth on little sound bites that they get from the internet, and there's nothing wrong with those who giving the information, because maybe those who giving the information are giving it to people who have employees. But what happens is that the fact that if you don't have your books in order, if you don't have advisors to call, and the only thing that you're banking on is just the little stuff that you get online, hustle to, what's the little sayings, until your phone number becomes your bank account, and that is how you're trying to build your business. If you are really, and then you trying to get, real type of access to funding, that, my friend, and I know this video ain't going to be that popular, but that, my friend, is a reason why many people lost out on the funding or will continue to lose out on the funding. Because now, in this time, in this space, you cannot outsmart AI. So anybody who's teaching you or sharing with you the tricks of the trade to get stuff, that PPP funding put people in a place. So for those who went out there looking for funding with the PPP or the EDIL, and then found out they couldn't even get no money, it's because you didn't have advisors. You didn't have advisors. You don't have no one to go to, and you want to get your information by a quick YouTube video. And I've said this many times in these videos. YouTube is great. Social media is great. It gives you awareness. There's some great game being taught on the internet. But how important is your business? How important is it to create wealth for your family? How important is it to make sure you recover if a coming depression is happening? If we are currently in a recession, how will you recover? What is your game plan? Because let me tell you, this economic cycle is going to give birth to many people who are winning financially. People are winning financially now. Don't believe the hype. If you are someone who may be financially hurting and those around you are financially hurting, do yourself a favor and do whatever it takes to break out of that circle. Because I'm here, rest assured, to tell you that's not the case. That's not the case. It's just what happens is that people are looking for fast results, they want quick results for a long-term commitment. Wealth creation is a long-term commitment. Being able to get thousands of dollars in lines of credit is a long-term commitment. Investing in real estate is a long-term commitment. But people want quick and fast strategies. Hello from LA, DJ J Sweet. They want quick and fast strategies for a long-term solution. And it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And this right now, this season that we're in now, is showing you and giving you birth to it. So that's why when I do my consultations and people are looking for funding, like I said, a lot of times my information comes off very uncomfortable. It's not what people want to hear. Because people want to hear, you can have bad credit and still get, 5 or 6 figures in funding. I don't preach that. Go to the next person. If you know somebody telling you that, go to the next person. 9 times out of 10, their name is an alias. They have a shell of a company. You don't know who they are. And then when you don't get what you want, now they're gone. So all I'm going to say right now is be very mindful. Wealth creation comes on the backs of a recession or depression. And so you want to have your ducks in order. You see what I'm saying? Like, one thing about me, you will not hear me talking about, oh, woe is me, about financially you fell on hard times. I get it. I've made some financial mistakes myself, and I've recovered from them. But I always tell people there is a way out of your solution if you are willing to commit and know that it's a long-term marathon, not a short sprint. Not a short sprint. So that's my message for you today. I'm going to talk more about some of the quick things that I talked about, like the digital dollar, that it is now coming on the scene. You want to see the real separation of the rich and the poor. You wait till that starts to take place. So once again, this is Lorelia. Like I said, I was about to go into it, but I'm going to stop. This is Lorelia. If you want to book a consultation and you want to talk about, wealth creation, business credit, being in the forefront of whatever it is that you want to do in terms of leveraging your business or real estate, let's have a talk. And the one thing I want to note is that the consultations that I do are not for me to convince you that what I do or how I can help you will help you. We're going to have a real conversation, and it's really just a meeting of the minds to see if you're a good fit for me and I'm a good fit for you. And once again, you can go to bizcredit.yourmoneymentor.com. I look forward to talking to you in that consultation. Okay, bye.